Hi everyone. This is the last video of this particular project and also of this particular course. And today we'll try to complete whatever is remaining. Sorry if I'm not able to speak properly. I just got a bit of an injury. But if it doesn't come out properly, then I'll probably re-record this. But if I make any mistakes, then please bear with me. All right. So till now, what we have done, we set up the bidding of the players. The sold functionality is working. Auto fetch is working with some basic setup. But till now, players once they're purchased, they're not getting populated over here in the particular teams. What I mean is, let's say we are bidding on Anil Kumble, one of the only three players to take a 10 wicket haul. Right, and everyone wants Anil Kumble, and Sharpner gives the winning bid finally of 20,400,000 rupees or 2 crore 4 lakh rupees. And I click on sold. Now, when I click on sold, notice that nothing will get populated over here. Yes, all the other things will work, but we want to look at the team. Also, another problem is that this balance does not change. When I click on sold over here, it got updated over here. Even the player list, Anil Kumble gets updated as sold. But over here, it did not come, and also the balance did not change. Now, what we need to do is implement these functionalities. But the problem is, whenever I click on the sold button, the button will not know where this column exists. Like if Sharpener purchased it, it will not know that the Sharpener team is housed over here in A, B, C columns, Google is in E, F, and G columns, etc. etc. Now there are two ways to do it. Either Google Sheets can find Sharpener and then match it to the next three columns as A, B, C. If Google purchased, then they'll find Google and map its team columns to E, F, and G, so on and so forth. That can be done if there are a lot of teams, like 15, 20 teams, then it's okay. I chose a simpler route. I am thinking that let me just tell Sheets the sharpener column exists from A, Google is from E, so on and so forth. Okay, so I am taking this route, but you can take the finding route as well. If this was not clear, please come to the class. I'll help you guys out. Okay. You know what? We can also create an undo button later on, but I'll leave that to you guys. Okay, so let's do this. So let's come to our let's get into app scripts. And after a player's mark is sold, we need it to get updated over here. Okay, so first let's tell Sheets where the entry column is for the particular teams. Okay, let's give it a default value. Let's put entry column equal to 1. Okay, in case it is, let's just also add comments. Entry column for sold player. Okay, now if sold to is equal to Google, right? So if the particular player has been sold to Google, then the column should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then entry column is equal to 5. Else if this is simple English, so I hope you guys know this. If not, do not try going into too deep of what is if, what is else. It's exactly how English is. So if it's not Google, then we'll check if it's Amazon, and the entry column for Amazon is was it Netflix first? Oh, yeah, it was Netflix first. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Amazon is 10, 11, 12, 13. So the entry column is 13. Uh, Else if sold to is equal to Netflix, then entry column is equal to 9. And double equal to here. Double equals to is when it checks if it's the equal or not. But when it's assigning values, it's a single equal to. So that's why this is a double equal to. It's checking if it's equal to Netflix. Again, I'm repeating, if you're not understanding these things, it's okay. Just go with the flow right now. You'll understand all of this when you actually do some basic coding later on. But since you guys are not focused on coding a lot, that's why we're keeping this very, very simple and bare bone. Okay. Okay. Now we know the entry column. Now we need to do is we need to find what is the next blank row, because eventually when players start getting populated over here, then Google Sheets has to know which is the next blank row over here, starting from the third row, which is the next blank row. All right. So for this, let's give it a default value of where insert row is equal to 3. Okay. Now what you need to do is get all the particular values in this particular column. Like we'll try to get all these values in the corresponding entry column. And whenever we find the first blank row, that's exactly what we want. All right. So let's try to get all the values. So var values is equal to similar logic over here. Option sheet dot get range. Interesting thing over here is we need to start from the insert row, and we need to get data from the entry column which we recently got, and we need to get uh, let's say 30 rows is good enough. Dot 30 is basically how many rows does it want to fetch, and then get values, because we are having small teams, so 30 rows is enough. So values now basically stores from this row number 3 the next 30 rows, and we'll try to find the first blank cell that is there in the entry column. Okay. Then we need to do what we did previously. We need to loop through values to find the next empty cell for the team. Alright. So we loop for var I, sorry, var I is equal to 0, and it will go across, I think the entire length of the values, values dot length. If you're not understanding this, I keep on repeating this, then do not worry. I'm happy to explain to you in class, but anyways, you'll understand this later on. And if you know looping, then this should be very, very simple for you. And we need to check if either value is equal to 0 or values is basically equal to null. 0 and null is not the same. 0 is a proper value thanks to Aryabhatta, but null is basically when it's empty. And insert row. So that will help us understand that, okay, this is the row to be inserted, and it's I plus 3. Why I plus 3? Because the first row in this set of values is actually the third row. Fourth row in this particular value is actually the first, is the second one. So it's I plus 3, because our calculation is starting from 3 itself. That is why. And once you find it, then just break out of it. Break basically gets out of this loop once we find the next empty column. And that's it. After that, we just need to insert the data. So this is a new thing that you will learn over here. To insert, what we do is, I'll just do insert data. What we'll do is we'll again get this particular range, and this time it will be in the insert row, comma the column that we want, and we want to enter it just for one row, but we want to enter two columns. Why two columns? Because we will be entering both the player name and the sale price. So the player name, comma sale price. Okay, I think everything looks quite correct. Okay, all right, this looks correct. After that, we just need to debug this. Let's see if it's working fine. All right, we can remove this now. Shehbaz Ahmed. Let's first sell Shehbaz Ahmed again to Sharpener. Okay, there seems to be an error. The parameter number don't match the method signature. Let's check what this error is about. It's in the inserting part. Oh, alright, sorry. It has to be double because it's a two-dimensional array. I just need to enter one row, but it will always take the values as a two-dimensional array. It's okay if you don't understand this. That's completely fine. But now it should work. I have to again remove this. And Arshdeep Singh, the Indian fast bowler. Let's sell to sharpener. Marking it as sold. Yep, it did come. Category something that we can just fetch it from. Now before I enter category, you saw like the purchase price was updated and hence the balance was automatically updated over here, right? Today if I delete this particular entry, then balance will again get re-updated. Before I move to other players, let's just also enter it into someone. Let's say Netflix purchased. So everyone's Rutraj Gaikwad, a fantastic batsman. I feel like a commentator actually. Okay, but Netflix is giving the winning bid of 1 crore and 2 lakhs and sold to Netflix, and it did get updated over here. Now for the category, all we need to do is do a VLOOKUP. You'll find this particular player in our player list, and we need to get the one, two, three, four, fourth column. Now, since this is done, this also starts getting updated over here because it's count if over here. So all these things will also start getting updated. This is exactly what we want over here. So what we can do is we can basically drag this down here, but it'll start showing NA. So let's just change the formula a bit. Let's make it if NA, then basically do not do anything. Keep it blank. Now it should work fine. And we can copy this and we can paste it over here and here and here, and we can copy this formatting because I don't like everything has become yellow. So this will allow us to, if I click on any cell, it will just apply the formatting. Formatting can be the font style, the font colors, so on and so forth. It will not affect the values, it will not affect the formula. All right, I think we're pretty much done with everything. That's it, guys, for the project. What I want from you guys is you guys can try out a couple of additional things. For example, I did not do any analysis over here. That's okay. I did not put any limitations, like only two overseas players are allowed per team. So if that happens, you can generate a toast message. Actually, let me just show you a toast message. Um, so over here, whenever let's say a player is sold, okay, so we can generate a toast message spreadsheet app dot get active spreadsheet dot uh, toast. And then you can enter a message. That enter message can be player name plus was sold to plus a particular team for a whopping, and then the rupees plus sale price. Okay, this looks good. Let's try to debug this as well. Right, let's say Sharpness bidding on Mohammad Siraj. Netflix is also bidding. Sharpness not interested because they already have a fast bowler. Google needs a player. Amazon also needs a player, but Google gives the final bidding winning bid. And now if I click on sold, we just reduce this window. A toast message will come over here. Mohammad Siraj was sold to Google for a whopping so and so rupees. Similarly, if there are some errors and all, you can. We've already done UI pop-ups, right? This is a much more neater way to do things. Toast message over here, and you can try out a couple of more things. Surprise me during the project demo that is there in the next particular assignment that you have. And with that, we'll complete Google Sheets, and after that, you will start into the world of SQL, something that I use every day here in Sharpener to analyze our data and see how students like you are excelling and doing well. And all the best. Hope this project was quite clear. I know it was a bit overwhelming. If you guys did not understand a couple of specific codes, that is okay. Ask me in class, or you can always come back to it later on when you actually do a bit of coding using Python in the third particular course. But the coding part will be very simple, so do not worry about that. Just enjoy and try to design it in your way, try to improve things in your way, and all the best.